to scratch with, one can always use a termite hill. This mother cheetah and her 3 almost fully grown young and 2 younger males have made their way down to the river. The brothers share the remains of the gazelle they caught. But the female cheetah also has to get some fresh food in for the family. The youngsters follow her, hopefully. The brothers are so involved that they don't even notice the family. This one has been distracted. One youngster has discovered the hidden camera. But the mother has her sights on something else. What is that thing that neither runs away nor attacks? But what she has discovered does indeed run away. She begins the hunt. A hare can accelerate up to 70 kilometers an hour, but the cheetah is even faster. This big cat can even reach speeds of 100 kilometers an hour over short distances. Hares are famous for their zigzag running strategy, but the cheetah is nearly as smart. The big cat's strategy is to cause the prey to trip up with a carefully aimed hit of the paw. And yet, despite that particular failure, no other predator has such a high success rate as the cheetah. Half of its hunting sorties result in a catch. After hunting, the mother needs a long break to protect herself against overheating. The brothers also need time to recover. Full stomachs make one feel sleepy. It's not only the main stretch of the Mara River that is attractive to animals. Its stagnant oxbows are a haven for thriving aquatic vegetation, which has a regular supply of fertilizer thanks to the hippos. The ibises make use of the heavyweight creatures as platforms in their search for insects, some of which they find on the hippos' heads. The crocodiles are even better camouflaged here than in the clear waters of the main river. Out on an inaccessible sand spit, the next generation is making its first moves. The female will have laid the eggs here 3 months ago in a nest made of sand and vegetation residues. The brooding temperature determines the sex of the young ones. In Nile crocodiles, the young will only be male if the eggs are maintained at a temperature of 32 to 35 degrees. Above or below that temperature range, the young will be female. The calls they produce while still inside the eggs appear to stimulate the brood. They all hatch at the same time. Hardly have they left their nest when they are approached by a cavernous mouth. Just hatched, and their short lives already at an end? But not a single scale will be damaged. Their mother heard them calling and is transporting them safely to the water. Female crocodiles are extremely caring mothers and keep a watchful eye on their young for quite a while. Early on, these miniature lizards demonstrate their talent at surprising their prey. A fully grown giraffe may not need to worry much about a crocodile, but the act of drinking is still quite awkward. It's not only the fact that they almost have to kneel down to drink. The animal has to apply considerable muscular effort to move its head downwards. Giraffes have a powerful tendon that keeps their head and neck upright when at rest. The river and its green banks attract many giraffes. For a long time it was felt that these animals had developed their long necks simply to give them unrivaled access to the higher leaves on the trees. However, they often eat vegetation at half their height. An alternative theory suggests that the long neck was used for a completely different purpose, to give the bulls an advantage when fighting over a female. These two young bulls are merely practicing. They're gauging their strikes very carefully. They live in loosely structured bachelor groups, but later become loners. If they then meet a rival during the mating period, there will be no consideration for the other. They will then apply full power to their strikes, and their rudimentary horns, or ossicones, become dangerous weapons. The objective is to knock one's opponent off its feet. Many contests of this kind have left the loser dead. These two are not in any way intending to injure each other, let alone kill. But practice makes perfect. Afternoon in the Masai Mara. Not quite the ideal hunting time for the lions. This group of banded mongooses is quite safe to pass by. These diurnal animals go hunting as a group. The leader of the pack is one of the older females. Still time for a little nap before work starts in earnest in a couple of hours. The mongooses scour the terrain for beetles, larvae, and other insects. Now and again, they dig down a little to unearth a particularly tasty morsel. Even if they go out as a group, each mongoose searches for itself. Occasionally, a mother and her young will dig together, but normally mongooses hunt individually for food. There are nevertheless close ties within the group, which will usually consist of 3 to 4 pairs and their young. In the Masai Mara, this results in groups of around 35 animals. Impala are seldom seen alone. This very young male is still allowed to be in the herd. The female is presumably its mother. Otherwise, these herds consist of females and a few of the older males who will fight each other for mating rights during the mating period. The dominant male will change from time to time at the top of the field. Outside the mating period, they graze peacefully together. In contrast to the